Yeah, good evening, guys. Good afternoon, Craig and Connor. Thank you so much for joining us.
Our pleasure.
No problem at
We
all.
all were buzzing since yesterday, day before yesterday. We were gonna talk to you guys, and especially now after winning the league. I mean, we are still adjusting to the fact that we are the champions, and this is really amazing. And what right now we have Liverpool Pune family official supporters club with us. Or even though we are not in Pune right now because of the lockdown, we are in different cities. But still, yeah. And Nikhil is the main admin, so he will just brief you about how did we start and everything. And
Cool.
yeah,
Yes.
Sounds good.
So thanks for joining, guys. Again, my name is Nikhil. So as you know, we are the official supporters club since last 9, 10 years now. We do a lot of screening activities here. We try to meet up every week, make sure that nobody's watching the games alone. But probably because of the lockdown, we are not able to do it now. We've been doing these kind of calls since long because a lot of people are not able to connect with each other. Somebody might be feeling left out. So that's why the main purpose was that about the calls. And that's how we came up with this idea to connect with you guys because a lot of our regular members watch you guys very regularly. And yeah, so that's about it. I would like to say, like, if you want to introduce yourself, talk a bit about yourself, and then we'll probably move on to question and answers.
Yeah,
So,
well,
Craig.
I'm Craig. I'm the mouthpiece, the guy that does all the swearing on the channel. Um, we started the channel about 2 years ago for the very reason we wanted to reach out to Liverpool fans around the world, and we've been fortunate enough to chat with supporters clubs and fans from around the world over this 2 year period. And it's been really amazing because we're in Ireland. We're not even based in the UK. And what we found was you've got amazing channels like Redmen TV and the Anfield app, and what they do is sensational. And we're fans of everything that they do. But we thought that there was a gap there for people who aren't able to go to every single game. And we thought that those people needed to be represented, needed to be given a voice. And that's why we've tried to build the community on Anfield Agenda that we have. And it's been so much fun. I just smile every single day. Being able to chat with Liverpool fans around the world. Like the other night, we had people in from India, America, Jamaica, the Cayman Islands, the UK. It was just crazy to know that technology is keeping us all in touch with each other. And what you guys are doing is beautiful because it can be extremely lonely when you're in lockdown right now. And you've got people who want to celebrate together, and technology, thankfully, is allowing us to do this. So I'm delighted. I've been looking forward to this call. I love meeting new people, so thank you for inviting us on.
thank you so
Yeah,
much.
and I'm Connor. I
Yeah.
do all of the background stuff. So I do like the graphic design, video edit, and like all the techie stuff that Craig can't do basically. Um, yeah, like it's incredible to like see what like Craig said, like when we do a stream, there's people from every corner of the world. Like it is amazing just that we can share these moments with everyone. Like even with the Barcelona game last season, like Craig was there crying on stream with like 5,000
Yeah,
people watching them live, and like it is incredible. It just heightens the experience to share with everyone across the world.
Right.
absolutely, absolutely. And how you guys have been celebrating for past 2 days? Because for us, I mean, we did not even sleep for more than three hours, but still we are energetic and we are buzzing inside. And again, as I said, that adjusting to the fact that we are the champions. So it's just
I
amazing.
haven't slept. I haven't slept at all, really. The other when the Manchester City game ended, and I did the stream, and I went through all the range of emotions. It was raining and thunder and lightning outside, and I sat in my back garden in the rain, and just took 10 minutes to just take in everything that was happening because I've been a Liverpool supporter since I was 7 and I'm 38 now. Just 31 years, and 30 years, of course, as you know, since we won the league title. It just feels surreal because it's the Holy Grail, and I still can't believe a simple thing that Jurgen Klopp's the manager of this football club. I can't believe this. It's been, what, 4.5 years, and I still pinch myself to think that that big crazy German is in charge of our football club, and it makes me smile.
Yes, we're
Amazing.
lucky there.
I
So
know
Exactly.
yeah,
Connor certainly popped a bottle of champagne anyway, didn't you? You sent me the video.
That is.
No,
Yeah,
we
because I
all
finished
saw you
college and
taking your
all that,
shirt
so
off on your
champagne was
stream.
out.
Yeah, that happens a lot. I'm not going to lie. That does happen quite a lot.
Too often.
Absolutely.
So did you guys meet after? Did you guys meet after the game? Did you celebrate together, or you're still not?
No, we did the Everton game together, and we did the Crystal Palace game together. But it was my wife's birthday on Thursday, and Conor actually graduated, got his results from university on the same day Liverpool won the league. So he was celebrating that with his family, and it just happened that it all unfolded. So we're going to celebrate together on Thursday for the Manchester City game.
Yeah, it should be good. Looking forward to that. Guard of Honour at the Etihad.
Yeah, Guard of Honour. Exactly. Yeah, today I saw Klopp did not even know about the Guard of Honour. And he himself was surprised. Just crazy things. So,
I have to say, though, credit to Pep Guardiola for doing it. I mean, he's a very gracious man.
Yeah, true that. And I think all the teams have to do that, right? I mean, all the remaining 7 games, the other teams, they'll have to do that, in my opinion.
I hope we dance along this Guard of Honour.
Seriously. Yeah. So,
Klopp
guys,
got a Guard of Honour. Have you seen that video when Klopp got the Guard of Honour while he was leaving Dortmund? So he goes, he takes one clap, and then he comes again and enjoys it again.
Dortmund.
Yeah, there's been some brilliant pieces done on Jurgen Klopp. There was one done about his time in Germany and his time with Dortmund, and everywhere he goes, people just love him.
Yeah, absolutely. And there was one video as well when one journalist on his knee, he asked when Klopp was in Dortmund, and I think it was his last season, and that journalist asked him to please come to Liverpool, and that's also a very funny video if you have seen that. Yeah. So guys, shall we move on to the questions, because guys, a lot of guys have questions for you, both of you. So I think we'll start with Nikhil.
Yes.
We'll start with Nikhil.
So Conor, congratulations on your graduation over. So you have another reason to celebrate. I have a very, I want to start on a very funnier note. My question is that, tell us more about the Null on Wider mascot that you recently introduced. Whose idea was it, and can you try some moves?
I don't know. I think we accidentally came across this crazy dancing alien, and then we said, you know what, we introduced this to the video, and then we said we need a name, and I just thought, well, Null on Voider sounds good because it sounds like null and void, and so that's it. It was a very quick decision. It happened really quickly, Conor, didn't it?
Yeah, I think we were just scrolling through YouTube looking for something else. And then just...
It's like why MCA type moves.
Amazing. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, people seem to like it.
Yeah, so that was my question.
Great. Thanks, Nikhil.
We like to have some fun. We don't take things seriously. We just like to have some fun. We put Gary Neville inside a mug yesterday for our stream, just because people didn't know where he was, and we just introduced him halfway through the stream. We didn't even say to anybody. We just pressed the button, and then he appeared inside a little mug, and we said, "Does anybody know where Gary is?"
Thank you.
But I think he's still not tweeting, I guess. He's still not tweeting. He's not on Instagram. He's never to be seen. And it has happened to many of the Manchester United fans. That he's
in Papua New Guinea hiding away.
Maybe now I think
did you guys see the video that Sky Sports made looking for Gary Neville?
Yeah.
It's so good.
Hilarious.
I love Frames Nunes. We can do this the easy way or the hard way.
I think he'll be, wherever he has gone, he'll be hiding there for at least a couple of years now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, guys, the next question is from Shaishav. He's in Germany. Actually, he's Germany right now, but he's a part of Liverpool Supporters Club Pune.
Hey guys. Hi. I'm Shaisha from Berlin. Been part of the supporters club, and I had a curious question for you guys. How would you sum up the fan reactions or how do the fans feel right now from all across the world, Merseyside, Ireland? What is that feeling? I mean, these are tough times, and we don't see each other. So, do you have any? I mean, can you sum up the fan reactions for us?
Conor, I think you posted up a really good description on Twitter informing everybody what they have to do now and what you're going to do. You're going to be as unbearable as humanly possible for the next
Yeah, you
12
have
months
to
or
just
so. And
have to just rub it in everyone's face. Like, we've had abuse for the last 30 years. We have to just give it back now. Every chance. Just plastered images. Once there's a picture of Henderson lifting the trophy, that's going absolutely everywhere for me.
I think
It's surreal though, isn't it, that we've finally done it? Like, it's hard to believe it hasn't fully sunk in yet.
it's amazing.
Sure.
I think relief is probably the one word that I use. It just in 13-14 it was so close. Under Roy Evans we had some really good seasons. Obviously under Rafael Benitez we came second, and it's just, it almost seems unreal. I can't believe it took that long to get the league title. And also, I love your shirt, by the way. That's one of my favourite Liverpool shirts.
Thank you.
Actually, and even especially after last season, finishing on 97 points and not winning the league, and especially after Leicester City and Manchester City's game, when till 60th minute everyone was like, maybe probably this is the year and we would win the league. And after that company screamer, then again coming back and winning the Champions League. I think that Champions League victory lifted everything up. And then, as Klopp said as well, that was a defining moment for everyone.
To see us get 97 points and not win the league, the third highest points total in the modern era, is crazy. And I still think Kylie Iheanacho missed that chance on purpose, by the way, last season for Leicester against Manchester City. I'm never going to be convinced he didn't miss that on purpose.
Yeah. At the end, right? Yeah.
Exactly. Vincent Kompany hasn't scored a goal in God knows how long, and then steps up and scores one of the best goals you're ever going to see. You have to give credit to Manchester City, though, to go and win 14 games in a row. That takes a lot of doing. So, it was very difficult to know how they were going to react, because yes, we won the Champions League and that was amazing, but it was difficult to know if they would feel sorry for themselves. But then I suppose that's not really fair, because this group have never given up and this group have never felt sorry for themselves. So to come back and do what they've done, it's brilliant. And I know, Conor, you really, really want us to close in and catch Manchester United's 20 titles.
Yeah, you're all about the Champions League now, aren't you? But yeah, I've been saying just get over 20 titles, just so United can't have absolutely anything over us at all. It's like they're still going to claim that over us now until we do it.
I want European Cups. I want Champions Leagues. Just give me more Champions Leagues. They can keep their Premier League titles once we have one. Just give me Champions Leagues.
We can do it a double.
Same, we just. Yeah, I mean, double, and even we should target for the treble as well. I mean, we have seen that we have the team. Even the young guys are really nice coming up. Curtis Jones and Brewster and everyone. So for next season, it will be interesting. And also wanted to talk about that Barcelona game. Never give up attitude. That sums up Liverpool. I mean, that sums up Jurgen Klopp and his team. And he said at the end that I don't think it was possible, but it is because you guys, it was possible. So having,
to have no Mohamed Salah, to have no Roberto Firmino, to have Andy Robertson go off injured after a tackle in the first half, to be 3-0 down against the greatest player that's ever played the sport, two former Liverpool players. It was only Liverpool and Anfield that could make that night possible. And for me, it was to see Jordan Henderson, James Milner just collapse at the end when the final whistle went, and just the magnitude of that moment. That was when we won the Champions League. Spurs are just Spurs. We're always going to beat Spurs.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
So, since we are talking about the players, we have our next question, which is very close to that. So, Himanshu wants to ask the next question. Himanshu, go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, Craig, hey, Conor. It's wonderful to see you guys, talk to you guys so close on.
So basically, what I wanted to ask here is, what we have achieved in the past 2 or 3 years and where we see this team heading towards. We are achieving some wonderful stuff, having won the Premier League now. Do you think there's a need to bring in big name reinforcements? Or we should be really targeting, squad players and free agents like Williams, Fraser, maybe Adama Traore, who has been linked with us. We know that, City, Chelsea, United, everybody's going to be strengthening them. They're going to be coming for us. Everybody's hurt with what we have achieved in the past 2 years, and they'll be all pumped up to come back. But do you think we need big name reinforcements, or is it really giving chances to the young folks, Curtis and Neko and Harvey Elliott, and bringing in some squad players who could make a bench stronger? What are your thoughts on that?
Conor, do you want to take that one first?
Yeah, I think there's people panic about transfers a bit too much. Like, I don't think we're in desperate need for big signings, but it's always nice, obviously. Like, Werner would have been nice. Like, we're not going to say it wouldn't have been. But I think consistency is very underrated. Like, we signed no one last season, went on to win the Premier League. Like, there's a lot to be said for keeping a good core group of players. But, I think with Shaqiri probably leaving, I think we should bring in an attacker just to keep the front three on their toes, just so they know if I'm not playing well, I will be replaced by whoever's on the bench. But yeah, an extra squad player or two wouldn't go astray. But yeah, I think people panic over big money signings too much. Like, you look at even Pepe for Arsenal, we wanted him and they spent 75 million on him and he's been absolutely shite. So I think you have to just wait and see. Like, we're going to be good either way.
Yeah. So you did talk about Shaqiri. Personally, I would love Shaqiri to stay back. There's something about him, that he comes in, late into the game and, gives us some creative chances in the late 70s, 80 minutes. And there has been talks about him leaving, but personally, I would love to see him around again, for the next years with us. Yeah, Craig, maybe your thoughts.
I'll happily pay his taxi fare to the airport. Happily. I don't understand why people love Shaqiri so much. He's consistently injured. I don't understand. He scored the goals against Manchester United and he was very good against Barcelona, but I just don't see him having an impact at the club. With regards to the transfers, I think we would have added some players this summer if it hadn't been for the financial mess that the world is currently in right now, not just football. And I think I've long believed that we're going to sit back and play possum and wait and see how the market pans out, because I think Lyon are in a lot of trouble. We want Houssem Aouar. We've been linked to him consistently. Yeah. Jean-Michel Aulas, who's the Lyon chairman, he's very difficult to deal with, but Michael Edwards is better. So I think a left back we could do. I'd like us to get Saka from Arsenal. He's got 1 year left on his deal. I'd like us to go in there and try and convince him his future lies with Liverpool. I love the links to David Alaba, who again has 1 year left on Bayern Munich contract. He can cover left back, centre back, can play in midfield. And then, of course, there's no denying that we have the best front three in the world, but the drop-off to Divock Origi is quite substantial. He's a very good impact player, like you mentioned with Shaqiri, and nobody knows how Minamino is going to be. He's probably going to be very good, but it is a huge drop-off. So I was very excited at the prospect of Timo Werner, and obviously that didn't come true. And Conor actually sent me something today suggesting that Sancho isn't very realistic either. Yeah. So I would love us to bring in another attacking player and some cover at left back, because you always want to. I heard Phil Thompson the other day saying on Sky that you want to capitalise in a position of strength. You don't want to rest on your laurels. And we have a bullseye on our back now, and everybody's going to want to come take down the champions. How great is it to say champions? And I think we will. I just think we're going to wait and see when fans can get back inside the stadium, what the television revenue rights are going to be like. And then we don't know how many shirts we're going to shift with Nike, but we do have that fantastic deal with Nike that if we sell a lot of shirts, we get 20% of all the sales. So that could potentially fund some additions. And I like to think as well that Nike have something up their sleeve, because they're going to want to launch with a bang. They're going to want to have a big launch, and they're going to want to establish themselves in Liverpool right across the world. So I'm expecting something. I just don't know what, but I'm excited. And one thing I'll say as well is that anybody who we've shied away from, like Pepe, or the guy that went to Atletico Madrid, what's his name again? The guy that was Lemar. Yeah, they don't really. There's very few players we've missed out on that we've been made to look foolish. I think Jurgen Klopp and the recruitment team have generally got it right.
Yeah. And also one more thing, I mean, talking about replacing front three, not replacing, but challenging the front three. Adama, we have been linked with Adama as well, Adama Traore. But now looking at Wolves' team, I think they'll qualify for the Champions League in my opinion, and they have a very good chance of winning the Europa League. So again, it will be very difficult to sign him after winning the Europa League. So even people were, I mean, I've seen a couple of forums of people were saying that we have to go right now and sign a player before they change their minds. And as we were talking about the front three, we have member Kaustub. He also has a question regarding the same. So, Kaustub?
Hey, hi guys, I'm Kopsu. I have one question about our front three.
Kaustub, I think
how
your voice is breaking, it seems.
again?
I have his question.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, so Kaustubh, just a second, I'll ask for you. His question is, as we know that our front three trio is nearing to 28, 29, and what should be our plan in future to replace them? And should we be looking at players having similar playing styles? And as we know knowing Klopp, should we be giving more chances to the academy players? So that was his question. And the second part was in a lot of games we have seen that they are overused. I mean, as per his opinion, that the front three are being overused, and it used quite a lot. And one of them on the bench. And if we keep one of them on the bench, the guys who are replacing Firmino, Salah, or Mane are not performing up to the mark. I mean, as we said, that Origi is good coming off the bench, but what should be our plan after a couple of years?
I think we're going to sell Mohamed Salah. That's my guess. I think Mohamed Salah has always struck me as somebody who wants to have another chapter in his career. And one thing that we've taken over the last few years is that we've now got to keep players in their prime. So we used to have players that came to Liverpool, established themselves, and then moved on because Barcelona came knocking, Real Madrid would come knocking, and we weren't the finished product. But now we are. We're a destination club, and I think nobody can argue the drop off from the front three. Nothing will happen this summer. Those three boys are staying. And it's going to be very difficult to replicate, particularly what Roberto Firmino does, because he allows Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane to have the freedom that they have because of his tireless hard work, his defending from the front, his closing down, his tactical awareness. And it's going to be very difficult. I've been struggling to try and think of any player who could really come in and replicate what Roberto Firmino does. The other two wide, tricky forwards, there are a lot of them out there in the market. Jadon Sancho, Kylian Mbappe, they can be got, but there's something brilliant about Roberto Firmino that it's almost intangible. And anybody who tries to compare him to a normal centre forward like an Aubameyang, you can't do it because he's not all about goals. He is about linking play. He is about defending from the front. He's about the whole gegenpressing philosophy that Jurgen Klopp comes with. So it's got to be difficult, but I trust them to do it. But I've nobody that I can think of, Conor, that can replicate what Bobby does.
No, I see a lot of people comparing him to like Thomas Muller, but like obviously Muller's older now. He wouldn't exactly be a replacement. Yeah. But yeah, I don't get the obsession with like people seem to think once the player hits 30, that's them finished. But like players can play to 33 now, still at top level. Look at James Milner; he's still absolutely fine. Yeah. Like people seem to think you need to just sell a player once you get to 30. But yeah, I'd agree. I think we probably will sell either Mane or Salah in probably like a year or two. And like ideally, you would get someone like an Mbappe, but like I don't know how likely that is. But then you look at Klopp when he brought in the likes of Mane, like he wasn't a superstar. Like he turned him into a superstar. So like I'd imagine we'll end up signing someone we've never heard of and then turn him into the next Mohamed Salah. That's the way it usually works with us.
No, absolutely. And there's one, I mean, Inter Milan has Lautaro Martinez. He's a brilliant centre forward as well. And I think instead of going for bigger names like Sancho or Mbappe, I think we should be looking at someone who could be an understudy for a season or two, and then developing those guys. So I think Lautaro Martinez from Inter could be a good option.
Yeah, I
That's
think
just
we can't forget about Ryan Brewster as well. I mean, one more
yeah,
year for him, he'll probably go back out on loan. I imagine I hope a Premier League club. I hope maybe Leeds United or somebody like that. If they come up, he'd go on loan there, and that would again allow another year with the front three to replicate what they do. And let's see how Ryan progresses. And then if Ryan hasn't progressed as much as we'd all hope, then you're right. Maybe somebody like a Martinez from Inter would be possible. And I think the recruitment side of what Liverpool Football Club do these days is so much better, particularly with regards to sales. The money we've brought in from the sales of the likes of Jordan Ibe, as an example, somebody who we got managed to get
yeah,
15 million for. It's
Solanke,
night and
20
day.
million.
Yeah, we used to have players that we had to keep loaning out and paying some of their wages because they were on too much money and they failed at Liverpool and nobody wanted to take a chance at the wages that they were on. And that was because we were a club at the time who were still in transition and we weren't successful. So to try and get players in, you had to take a chance on the likes of um what's the guy we brought in? The guy I've blanked his name now. He's so irrelevant to me.
Who?
The kid that the guy we brought in. No, the other guy, the guy that looks like Roger Federer's love child. Markovic.
Markovic.
You have to take a chance. You have to pay over the odds for him and then pay him a high wage and hope that he works out. And that's what we had to do then. We had to roll the dice and hope that one out of every 3 or 4 worked out. But we ended up having to pay these guys really high wages because, they're taking a chance to come to the club. And with him in particular, we had to pay Chelsea, I think 6 million at the time because they had first option on him. And that happened. We were stuck with Balotelli. We were stuck with all these players that were out on clubs were taking them on loan with an option to buy, but they weren't taking up the option to buy, and then we were stuck with these players. But now Michael Edwards is after coming in and changing the way we go about it. And people complain about our net spend, but our net spend is so good because we've been so good at selling players.
Yeah, and I think it also impacts on the financial fair play as well. And knowing Edwards, I think we'll be able to sell Lovren. At least we'll get 15 to 20 million for Lovren as well.
Yes,
Right.
Dejan, the cabbage, Lovren.
Yeah, we're swapping in for Koulibaly, Craig, though, aren't we?
Seriously, I wish.
Right.
I wish. I'll be very happy to bring in Koulibaly. But I just can't see it. I just can't see us paying that much money for somebody who's 29 years of age when there's great options out there to be had for a lot less money. I mean, Upamecano, Ben White, who's on loan from Brighton at Leeds. Just take your pick. There are young centre-backs, particularly in the Bundesliga, that can be got for a quarter of the price of Koulibaly. But look, don't get me wrong. If we sign Koulibaly, I'm going to be celebrating like everybody else.
Yeah, absolutely. And personally, I would like to have Tarkowski. I don't know. Burnley centre back. He is actually very good, and I think he's a Liverpool fan. And at the age of 27, he'll be a good backup for Matip, VVD, and Gomez. And,
we were linked with Tarkowski. We were linked with him a couple of seasons ago.
Yeah,
it went quiet then, but he's definitely a very astute centre back. I think we have Joe Gomez, though. He's the best partner for Virgil van Dijk we could ask for, in my opinion.
Right. So since we talked, So since we talk a lot about, as fans, we like to talk a lot about having new players in, but we have a very different question. Rakesh wanted to go ahead. Rakesh, are you there? Do you want to take that?
Hey, hi Craig. Hi Conor.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, before I ask this question, now this question is to Craig, and it's absolutely fine if you decide not to answer it. But just hear me out. Okay. So I've been a regular fan of your channel. It's almost been since I watched your live stream for the Barcelona game, I believe. Since then, I've started following your channel. I even saw you taking your shirt off the other day, and I can imagine the kind of joy that it must have brought to you. So on that point of joy, I have a question to you. Couple of months back, I believe, when this Corona situation, the COVID situation happened, you put a very sad and emotional video on your YouTube, and I think you know what I'm talking about. I think that was titled as "Thank You and Goodbye." And again, you can, it's absolutely fine if you decide not to, answer it. But I was really glad that after a couple of weeks, you came open about the mental health issues that you're facing, the challenges that you got, the kind of support that you received. So, I would like to ask you, because mental health is a serious issue in professional foot, not only football, but everywhere. And it impacts everyone's lives here and there and in so much, dramatic fashion. So, like, you are a part of a YouTube community. There are other channels also like AFTV, Redman TV. I believe someone from AFTV, Claude, he is also kind of like facing mental health issue, if I'm not wrong. So what kind of support that you have received from other YouTube communities as well as from Conor and other peers? How was your experience? And how much Liverpool winning it, made you, enjoy them a lot more? So if you could speak on that, that would be great. If you don't, that's absolutely fine.
No, I'm more than happy to. Firstly, let me say hello to that lovely young man that's sitting beside you. He's so cute. He's adorable.
Yeah, she's my daughter. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. Hello.
Yeah, she's just
adorable. Absolutely adorable.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always happy to talk about mental health, and I have my ups and downs. I've had a very difficult life up until now. From my parents both committed suicide, and I've had stuff that happened in my life, and YouTube and Liverpool content has given me confidence, and it's given me this community that we constantly speak of. And the reason that I made that video, it's never because of trolling or it's never because of abuse that I received from opposition fans. I felt like I let down our community, and I just felt that I carry that weight quite a lot. And Conor will tell you, I obsess about a lot of details. I obsess about numbers. I obsess about making sure that everybody feels involved in what we do. And I wouldn't say so much that we received or I've received much support from other YouTube channels. Claude, definitely, we were very good friends with Claude and the guys at their channel. We don't know the guys at Redmen and AFTV. Not really much. Mark Goldbridge has been a very, very good help. He's been a very good friend of ours and very good support to me. But what I will say is the support that I've received from the Liverpool community involved with our channel has been amazing, and I'm very fortunate that I have a good support system in place. I have a good psychologist. I have a very strong family life with my wife and kids. I'm very good friends with the likes of Conor, and they always allow me to vent. They allow me to process everything that goes on, and I didn't take that video down because I think it's important that people see it's okay. It's exactly. Okay to hurt. It's okay to cry. What's not okay is keeping it to yourself. You've got to speak up, and in Ireland in particular, suicide is the biggest killer of men under the age of 30. So I think it's important that we speak up and people know that you don't have to be a manly man all the time. You don't have to show, you don't have to be strong. It's okay to cry. It's okay to hurt. We all need to express ourselves. And I've been very fortunate that I learned from quite a young age that I need to talk to people and I need to process things. So if that video has helped one person, then I will happily take all the abuse that comes from opposition fans calling me a crybaby, because I think it's important. I think it's really important that we show it's okay to be vulnerable, and mental health issues. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter what country you live in. It doesn't matter anything. It doesn't. It can affect anybody. And as I said, I lost both my parents to mental health issues, and I wanted to break that cycle. So I've always been an advocate of speaking up about the issue, and Conor has faced tough times in his life as well. He lost his mum at a young age, and I know Conor has accessed some services as well. And I think it's great to see that, particularly the next generation, know it's okay. That's one thing I'm often slag off millennials about a lot of things, but one thing I will say is they're very proud to speak up and express their emotions. And my daughter, I have a 16-year-old daughter, and I'm so proud of her because she always comes to us and speaks and tells us things, even if she knows we won't want to hear it, because she knows it's important to get these things off her chest. So that's pretty much all I really have to say. And I don't know if Conor has anything he wants to add, but I'm hard work. Put it that way. I'm really hard work.
Yeah,
I'll agree with that. Yeah, he's a pain in the arse a lot of the time, but Yeah, it's just so important to speak up on these things. Like I've gone to counsellors before, a lot of my friends have. Like Craig said, I think my generation or my age group has gotten very good at that. Like we do speak up, we don't tend to hold on to things, which is brilliant because like I know like even my father's like generation probably wouldn't have been as open with that. It's pretty much it. Yeah, the echo Craig, everything Craig said. Especially Claude. Actually, Claude was very good to see as well when that video went out, and Goldberg as well was very nice. Like, because I think Goldberg actually said to us he had a similar situation a couple of years ago, and I think me and Craig actually watched that video then, and it was so similar, it was ridiculous. Like he'd given up, and like I said, just the wonderful support of Liverpool fans. Like we had thousands and thousands of emails, Instagram messages, Twitter messages, everything, just showing support for Craig at that time, and it's beautiful to see.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
It meant the world to me as well. I can never repay that faith. That's what I keep saying from day one. Our channel's never been about turning it into a business. Never. We don't care about money. It's about connecting people. I know how empowering it can be to have this platform, and what it's done for me, it's raised my confidence. It's given me a belief that there's a future ahead, and then getting emails from people who've started their own YouTube channels because they think, yeah, I'm going to try. That's beautiful, and that's what it's all about. There doesn't need to be competition. There's enough space for all of us to do our thing and connect and have fun, and life's about connecting people, and particularly during this lockdown. I can't imagine how difficult it must be for so many people around the world, and we made it a point to keep putting out videos because we knew that some people, this might be the only human interaction that they could get in a day because they're locked up at home, and it was important for us that we made sure we kept connecting with people, even if there was not much to talk about, because if you don't know, we don't know what's going on in people's lives. We see a little icon beside somebody's name in a picture, and that's all we know about them. A lot of the time, we don't know what age they are. Sometimes we don't know whether they're male or female, but we do know that they're in the chat and they're involved. And if we can keep that interaction, that's perfect for me. That's all I want from this, is just to build a community. I will happily sign a waiver to not make a penny from this for the rest of my life if it just meant that we kept growing our community.
Yeah.
Awesome, you guys are doing a good job. Keep up the good job.
Amazing job, and that's why because it is natural, and that's why we love your content, because it is very different from other channels. And as you spoke about Goldbridge, I think he's the only Man United fan I can listen for an hour, because he's actually, I mean, he's funny as well, and he's better than many of I've seen. And
the one with the brain.
Yeah, he's brilliant. He's so clever as well, but above everything else, he is genuinely one of the nicest people you could ask to meet. I mean, Brent, because that's his real name. It's so funny because his name, you would think the fake name would be Brent and the real name would be Mark, but no, it's flipped around. It's the other way. He's so good at what he does. He is probably the most influential football personality on YouTube. He is so clever, and I wish him every success because he deserves it. I mean, I don't know where he gets his work ethic from, but my goodness, he works hard.
Yeah.
Right. So,
Nikhil.
So
I think
since
Ali also has one question.
Yeah. Ali, do you want to take this?
Yeah, sorry, just coming off mute. Hello, hi Craig, hi Connor.
Hi.
Hello. How are you?
Good, thank you. I'm actually locked down here in New Zealand at the moment. I normally live in Pune, but I'd returned back to NZ temporarily and stuck down here. So yeah, different again. It's nearly 3 a.m. So good morning.
Wow, thank you for saying up.
No worries. Worth it to join this call. Just a bit more of a not so serious question. Just you will have live stream commentated on a fair number of games by now, I guess. Just wondering which one is your most memorable, your favorite experience in talking through the games, if you'd like to share.
Everybody probably expects me to say Barcelona. It could be the most memorable, but no, it's got to be the Jordan Pickford moment against Everton when Divock Origi scored.
I watched that today.
Ever since then, I have been a target of hatred from Everton fans. Coffee TV had a pop at me in one of the videos. These little T-Rex arms, what else can you say? That for me, I've just loved that because Everybody was on the pitch. Alisson and Klopp were hugging. Evertonians were losing their mind left, right, and centre. It was brilliant. It's one of the most fun experiences I've had.
I still can't believe that. I mean, today only I watched your reaction again on that. And I was remembering, I mean, I was going out because hardly 10-15 seconds were left and everyone started shouting. I mean, we had a screening and after watching that, it was a sheer blunder of Pickford. And Everton fans were absolutely crazy after that.
What got me about that game was in our live chat during the game, everybody was saying, just give the title to City, give it to City. There was so much negativity, and I kept saying, don't give up, don't give up. This group does not give up. The shot was hit. Van Dijk turned his back. He was walking away. He thought it was done. And then Jordan Pickford did what Jordan Pickford did, and Divock did what Divock did, and then meltdown ensued. And it happened so much against Everton. Sadio Mane did it previously in December as well. There's just no more fun than seeing Evertonians' minds explode.
Right. Amazing. So, since we are coming towards the end, I really want you guys to talk about your channel more. I mean, I see there are a few pictures on your Instagram where, your wife has clicked some pictures where you showed your initial setup. Where do you see that to the present day setup and how things have changed for your channel?
It's difficult because what we do gives us a lot of freedom now. So we can stream when we want, where we want, and we don't have to worry about overheads. We don't have to worry about bringing in revenue and stuff. I do everything from my living room. Where you see me right now, usually there's a green screen behind where I'm sitting, and it sits on top of a radiator. I put my camera on top of a shoebox. I mean, everything is pretty basic, but with Conor's magic at the other end, it looks quite good. So, look, I'd be live. I have a plan that I want us to move into it's a bit of a detailed plan, so bear with me. I want us to move into an office eventually. I want that office to double up as both a studio for what we do, and I want it to be a place where I can bring in local teenagers and community groups and teach them how to podcast, teach them how to start making money in a different way. Because with automation in the world, I think that a lot of kids won't have job security in the future, and I think that if we can teach them other ways to make even small amounts of money along the way, I think that's a positive thing. And on top of that, I want us to set up an agency to promote and give a chance to other young Irish YouTubers that are coming through. And then in the end, as Conor knows, I want to eventually establish myself in the community and run for local political office, which is going to be so much fun because if you guys watch our channel, you know that I won't be holding back in anything I have to say. And if I go in anywhere, I basically just drop a bomb and blow the place up with what I have to say because I have a bad habit. My mother always told me my mouth is going to get me in trouble because I say what's on my mind and I say what I believe to be true. I don't believe in social norms and I don't believe in telling people what they want to hear. I tell people how I honestly feel. If somebody said to me before, speaking your mind and being honest won't get you a lot of friends, but it'll get you the right ones.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
very well said.
So yeah.
Absolutely.
How about you, Conor? What's the plan?
Just get experience from this, get a job eventually in something like this. I love going to TV or film, I think, or else marketing maybe. I think what did we say before? We also want to build a fucking a comedy club in Gorey.
That's
Craig has to plot a land spot how hard he wants to build a big tower and a big comedy club and a venue and everything. So maybe
lots of plans, but I just want freedom. I've turned down radio work. I've turned down other options because I want the freedom to do what I want to do and what we want to do. It'll probably end up at a time where Conor's just graduated from university, so he'll probably go off and do his side work as well. And this will just be something that it's difficult because what we do a lot of the time is just me in front of a camera. So the need for a studio is minimum. We could probably build something in my back garden, to be fair. And I won't lie, Conor lives on a farm, so there's lots of space there. And I've eyed up one of his sheds. I'd be lying if I said I hadn't looked at it and thought to myself, this could be a nice studio. But he has terrible internet where he lives. But yeah, look, the future depends on you guys. The future depends on people tuning in. And I would, again, as I said, happily just keep growing the community, getting to more people, and having more fun. Because when we started the YouTube channel, I'd never experienced YouTube before. I didn't watch anything on it. I watched a couple of music videos, but that was it. So we did our first YouTube stream, and I didn't know what to do because I had nothing prepared. So I just started talking. People came on, I just started talking. I responded to everybody, and people are saying, "Oh, he's replying to us." And I said to Conor, "Isn't this what everybody does? Like, how could you go on, do a live stream and not just talk to people?" He said, "No, usually people talk about what they want to talk about." And it just felt natural to me. And then I think because I came in with cold eyes and I hadn't seen the way YouTube's supposed to be done, I just did what felt natural, and it seems to be working bit by bit. But it's hard. It's so hard to grow a channel. You'll be amazed at the amount of work that needs to go into it, particularly from Conor. I get all the glory.
Amazing.
That's worth it, though.
So
It's amazing.
We absolutely love you guys, and we wish you all the very best in future. And we want to see more crazier videos in coming days. I let Swanan to close. He wanted to talk about something, and then we'll close the call probably. Swanan, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, again, I mean, we all love your content. I mean, now it is around 40,000 subscribers, right? Yeah. So this is
not that I'm keeping an eye on it, but it's 253 away.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just amazing. I mean, the hard work you guys have put in. I mean, from podcast to the YouTube, and the very good thing I find is you actually reply to everyone on the comments. I mean, most of them.
I try my best.
Yeah, that's an amazing. And we just want to wish. We just want to wish you all the best, both of you, and have a prosperous journey, not only on YouTube but also in life. And we win many titles more. We'll try to connect with you guys again, hopefully, and would be fun again. And this was really nice.
Anytime.
This was really, thank you so much. And this was just amazing. It was an amazing experience for all of us because we were buzzing talking to you guys, and talking to you in detail has been amazing. Thank you so much again. And
absolute pleasure. Anytime you want us to come back on, it will be a pleasure. I mean, thank you for inviting us. Thank you for watching. Thank you for choosing Liverpool as your club, most importantly, because it's brought us all to this point. And wherever you are, if you're in lockdown or just keep smiling and keep knowing that brighter days are ahead. And thank you so much for everything. I mean, I say thank you a lot on our streams, but I can't say it enough.
Obviously. Thank you so much, guys. For joining.
Thank you so much, guys.
See you again.
Thank you, Conor. Thank you, Craig. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys. Lots of love.
Bye-bye, guys. Lots of love, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye.